It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News, which is live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Morton Loop in Adabraka, Accra. The news is also live across the globe on citinewsroom.com, Citi 97.3 FM on Facebook, and CityTube on YouTube. I am Wilma Obuobi-Sakoman.
And I am Caleb Kuda.
Coming up, youth of Saboba in the northern region hit the streets to demand fixing of the Kwalba Bridge and the road network there. Also coming up, New Patriotic Party NPP to whittle down number of flag bearer aspirants from 10 to 5 in tomorrow's Super Delegates Conference.
Energy and work being put in by the Vice President and his team is to win massively the 26th August election and even much more bigger margins for the 4th November election.
As a campaign manager, my job is to make sure that we are in the top 5.
Still ahead, traders in Kumasi vowed to embark on a strike in protest against what they describe as harassment from customs officers over payments of exorbitant charges.
People are hungry, tension is rising, and if nothing is done about it, by next week going, something will happen here in Kumasi. Planning to do a massive demonstration here.
And later, all is set for the biggest exhibition that markets made in Ghana products like none other. Citi FM and Citi TV's This is Ghana exhibition. Stay tuned as we bring you details of all that and more on the Citi Prime News, which is also live across the country on a number of affiliate stations. In the Western region, we are on Adwempa 100.7 FM in Takwa and Beach 105.5 FM in Takoradi. In the Bon region, we are live on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyai. In the Ashanti region, we are on Adwempa 99.9 FM in Nkarie. In the Volta region, we are live on Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi and Freedom 88.1 FM in Sugakope. In the Northern region, this is Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In the Upper East, we're on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. And in the Northeast region, we are on Nobia FM 98.1 FM in Nalurugu.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Many thanks for your time this afternoon. We'll settle for the details of our stories now. The New Patriotic Party says all is set for tomorrow's Super Delegates Conference to elect 5 out of 10 persons vying to lead the party in the 2024 polls. 961 delegates will cast their ballots at 17 centres, with 1 centre at each of the 16 regions and an additional one at the national headquarters. The polls are scheduled to begin at 9 a.m. and end at 1 p.m. In an interview with Citi News, the Vice Chairman of the Elections Committee, Kwabena Abankwayeboah, assured all stakeholders of a credible polls.
And go through the process to vote. As we made them aware, the election is starting from 9 and ending at 1 p.m., after which counting will be made, and then declaration will be made at the polling station. After the declaration will have been made at the polling station, all the reports and ballot papers will be put into the box and sealed by the EC. And then, as far as who have seals, also will put their seal, and they will be transported to the Electoral Commission headquarters. Collation will be done at the Electoral Commission headquarters, and then the results will be declared at the party headquarters at Salamdao. We expect that at each polling station there will be 2 agents. In fact, it will be 1 agent at a time.
Mr. Abankwayeboah further clarified how the 5 aspirants will be selected even if there is a tie in the votes.
We are selecting 5 by the Constitution, but we are hoping that there will be no tie. We've decided that when there is a tie, then we'll take a decision and let the public know. Our guidelines, when there is a tie, we are hoping that we'll rerun within a week. But we are hoping that there will be no tie. Definitely, somebody may get 70%. If somebody gets 0.002 and it's within the 5, they will go to the next round. You know.
Thank you. Thank you. By the grace of God, on Saturday by 2 o'clock, we know.
In conclusion, let me just add that all the delegates should be assured that the security will be at its best. There will be professionalism, there will be transparency, and therefore when you are coming to the center, come with a free mind and unbiased mind. Make sure you have your voter ID.
That was Kwabena Abankwayebwa, Vice Chairman of the Elections Committee of MPP. Now, the General Secretary of the party, Justin Kodua Frimpong, has assured all delegates of a free and fair process on Saturday. In an interview with Citi News, the chief scribe of the party indicated that directives instituted by the Elections Committee would be adhered to strictly.
The only role I'll play to go and cast my vote. That's all from His Excellency the President, Vice President, anyone who is part of the arbor will just go and cast his or her vote, and afterwards may leave the scene or may decide to just be some meters away from the voting center. But basically, we have no role to play. Everything is in the hands of the Elections Committee, and no party officer, be it national or region or constituency, will have any right to question or to ask the police or the elections committee to do A, B, or C. That's why the elections committee has sent their reps to the region. So if anyone has any issue, it's the reps of the elections committee that they have to talk to.
You heard the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Kodua Frimpong. Meanwhile, the camps of the various aspirants are high in spirit with less than a day to the start of polls. Spokesperson of Vice President Gideon Boako says Dr. Bawumia will get not less than 70% of total votes cast on Saturday.
Saturday, the people will vote to send a signal that this is the direction the party.
What do you react to when he says you started by saying 90%, now it's 60%?
No,
is it correct?
We haven't put out any percentage. You haven't seen the Bawumia campaign put any percentage out. There have been so many.
But there was a poll that said he will get 70%.
No, that is what came recently. I don't know
do you endorse that poll? Do you agree with what the poll said?
Insofar as it is in sync with the fact that Dr. Bawumia will win, we agree. But the percentage, we disagree. We think we'll get more than 70%.
You think we'll get more than 70%?
No, absolutely. Bawumia, look, Bernard, don't let us take ourselves. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will get more than 70% on Saturday.
Wow.
So there have been several polls that have come out different indications. We have not conducted such polls. Of course, we have our internal polls, which we are not communicating. But I can tell you, Vice President will not get less than the 72.
He will not get less than 72%.
He'll get more than the 72.
He'll get more than 72%.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He'll get more than.
What's your reaction to that?
Dr. Gideon Boako is spokesperson for Dr. Bawumia's campaign team. The Greater Accra coordinator for Alan Tremantin campaign and Member of Parliament for English Yamanfo, Sylvester Tete, says it is irrelevant the percentage of votes attained, as the essence of Saturday's polls is to whittle numbers down.
Bernard, in my constituency, 1,151 delegates will be voting in November 4th.
1,151
will be
just Botiano.
Botiano alone. 2 people will be voting on Saturday, myself and my constituency chairman.
You are the only 2 people.
We are the only 2 people who will be voting for my constituency.
Wow.
In Greater Accra, we have 30,000 delegates on November 4th. In Saturday, 72. What's the correlation?
So, Bernard.
So for me, I mean, for the bragging right, you may be first and to have the bragging right. But I tell you, there's a likelihood that somebody will score 0. But let me tell you, we are comfortable. And the expectation of people will be disappointed on Saturday. However, I think that the most important of all is on November 4th, because we'll be part of the 5. They can decide to have the bragging right. Of course, if you look at the composition of the super delegate and all that, for me, there's a likelihood that somebody may score 0 on Saturday. But if you put that person in the main election, he won't score 0. So it has its own effect.
Sylvester Tete is Greater Accra campaign coordinator for Alan Tremantin.
Wilma, now let's take a look at the chances of the 10 aspirants who are seeking to lead the New Patriotic Party as flag bearer and also hopefully break the 8s. My colleague Samir Yafe has a report on this.
First to appear on the ballot is Kennedy Ohune Japan, the Member of Parliament for the Asin Central Constituency and Board Chairman of the Ghana Gas Company Limited. He is seen by many as the Donald Trump of Ghana's politics, though many did not take him serious when he announced his bid to lead the MPP. Opinion polls in recent times suggest that he may cause a major upset in the election on Saturday. In a recent interview on Citi TV, Kennedy Ohene Japan says he has what it takes to transform Ghana if elected president.
Tourism, agri and mechanization and agro-processing, IT, which I call technology and engineering. These 4 areas will change Ghana for good, especially tourism and agro-processing.
Another aspirant who believes it is his time to lead the MPP into the 2024 election is Alan Kojo Chemantin. This will be the 3rd time Alan Chemantin will be contesting for the MPP presidential election. His first attempt was in 2007 when he came second to then candidate Nana Akufo-Addo. In 2014, he placed second again to the same Nana Akufo-Addo. But in 2023, he remains optimistic of winning.
Since 1992, I have been with the party and been an influential person within the rank and file. I was the leader of all the notable persons, including the likes of Peter McMenu, Bayredu, Kwabena Japan, and Cecilia Dapa.
Former railway minister and MP for Isikado Ketan Joe Gatti will on Saturday make a second attempt at the presidency after a failed one in 2014. The former Deputy Speaker of Parliament is banking his hopes on his numerous achievements as AG, MP, and a member of the MPP legal team that undertook some reforms in the party. He told party supporters in a recent engagement that the MPP needs him to break the 8.
Maybe I'm blind. Maybe you can tell me about how the playing field is not level. But you see, I talked to somebody who said to me that, so. And I said that you haven't talked to the master statistician. He said, who's the master statistician? I said, the master statistician is God. Whether they play, I've faced worse things in my life. So I'm not faced by anything you do or say.
So you don't think any of the candidates is being favored against the others?
Favored in what way? I mean, everything cuts both ways. Favored in what way? There's an advantage in incumbency, there's a disadvantage in incumbency. Everything cuts both ways. I mean, I'm not going to spend my time thinking about other candidates. I'm going to spend my time thinking about Joe Gatti and the people of Ghana. I'm going to spend my time thinking about what will happen if, by God's grace, on January 7, 2025, I'm sworn as President of Ghana.
Kojo Poku Nsafwa, an energy analyst, is considered by many as the outsider in this race. With no clear pedigree in the party, Kojo Poku says he will cause the most upset on Saturday and join the first 5.
Why would anybody lead their supporters along the way when they have now gone this far? I started this process last year, February, and with all the support I have across the nation, it shows that I am the one who the youth of this nation are looking forward to. I don't see any form that I'm going to look. The 5 that is going to be shortlisted, I am one of the first people that will come through the shortlist. Then from that, the November election, inshallah, I will most definitely win the election.
Another aspirant who resigned as a Greek minister to pursue his long-held ambition of becoming president of the Republic is Dr. Owusu Akoto Efriye. The former Kwadaso MP is hopeful that over 1 million farmers who benefited from the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative he introduced as a Greek minister will vote for him. He believes he will join the first top 5 contenders.
I won't let you down. I won't let you down. We are going to campaign around the country to sell our message for the resuscitation of the MPP as a party. The morale is down, and we are going to raise the morale to face the NDC come next year, 2024.
In 2007, Kwabena Japan, then press secretary to former President John Agyeku Nkufuor, was one of the 17 aspirants who contested in the famous Legon Congress to elect a replacement to John Agyekum Kufuor. He secured the 13th position after obtaining just 9 votes. In 2023, Mr. Japan is confident party supporters and members will reward his loyalty and hard work over the years.
These are stark signals of economic distress, and we cannot hide these facts. We've had to endure a painful debt exchange program with our pensioners laying siege at the finance ministry. Our party, the MPP, cannot afford to put forward those who led us to this state. I want to repeat myself. Our party, the MPP, therefore, cannot afford to put forward those who led us to this state.
Francis Adainimu is not new to MPP presidential elections. In 2014, he came third after Nana Akufo-Addo and Alan Kyerematen when the party was electing a candidate for the 2016 election. The former MP for Mampon said he will be second time lucky on Saturday.
If people identify you, you have a natural flair. People are comfortable with you.
But you are coming against money, establishment. Can you beat all of that?
Money has never won elections.
Are you sure?
Yes. And I'll give you the historical facts. 2000, if it were money, J. Kufuor wouldn't have won the election against J.E. Mills. You could see the billboards, the fanfare of the NDC. Then 2008, the NPP were doing moving forward, the kangaroo dance, you recall. We were even laughing at Professor Mills at that time that he was just going around Abuso door to door.
Yeah.
You know. And yet he will.
Dr. Kofi Kunedu Apreku, who once served as MP for Ofenso in the Ashanti region in the early 90s and 2000s, is not new when it comes to MPP internal elections. In 1998, he contested the MPP flag bearership race with former President John Agyekum Kufuor and President Akufo-Addo for the 2000 election. In 2007, he mounted another challenge but managed to pull 19 votes and place in 11th position. This time round, Dr. Kofi Kunedu Apreku, who resigned from his position at ECOWAS to contest the election, says he has a new strategy to win.
I have experience that I believe is needed. Somebody who has better one, they will have a chance to vote. I sincerely believe there can be a better time for anybody than me.
Former Energy Minister Boakye Jakun will on Saturday also make another attempt at the MPP flag bearership slot after missing out in 2007. The former campaign manager for Nana Akufo-Addo in the 2012 election says the party has a good message to sell to Ghanaians in 2024.
I consider myself a unifier who is willing to embrace all aspects of the party, welcome everybody, and make everybody feel valued. So the unification is important, and I'll come back to it. I'm very accessible. I take time to get to know the people in this party.
Arguably, the most highly tipped individual to win massively on Saturday is Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. With massive endorsement from ministers, deputy ministers, and CEOs, many consider Dr. Bawumia as a clear favorite. But he has been campaigning across the country, selling his message to MPP delegates despite the overwhelming support. He says he has what it takes to help the MPP win the 2024 election.
I have my own vision for Ghana. I believe that it is time to move Ghana to the next level by building on the foundations we have put in place so far. Together with you, I want to see a Ghana where we leverage technology, data, and systems for inclusive economic growth. I want to make Ghana the digital heart of Africa.
That report was filed by my colleague Sami Yafe.
You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. Still ahead in the bulletin, youth of Saboba in the northern region hit the streets to demand fixing of the Palwa Bridge and the road network there. We'll bring you details of that story and others shortly. Do stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
The grand finale of the Literacy Challenge 2023 is here. Congratulations to our top 10 finalists. But the big question is, who out of our top 10 wins the ultimate prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis, a trophy, 6-month supply of Ribby Crunchy biscuits, and the bragging rights as the Literacy Challenge winner for 2023? Support your favorite student and let's promote literacy in Ghana. Tune in live to Citi TV for the grand finale on Saturday, 7th October 2023. Call 0558-973-973 for inquiries. The Literacy Challenge 2023 is powered by Citi TV, supported by 97.3 Citi FM, and is sponsored by the Ghana National Gas Company, Ribby Crunchy Biscuits by M4 Foods, SIC Insurance PLC, Perspectives Ghana Limited, Dex Technology, Alive Soap, and Fortune Rice.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back. We'll go to the northern region where the youth of Saboba are demonstrating at the Palba Bridge to draw attention to the bad state of the road in the area. Currently, the bridge at Palba has been taken over by water and commuters can only cross to other parts of the community in canoes. Convener of the group, Jalila Jagri, called on the president to fulfill his promise to the residents of Saboba.
Know that you have the capacity to make a difference. That's okay. And we implore you to prioritize our concerns before you leave office. On behalf of our chiefs, elders, women, children, and the entire people of Saboba, we the youth are here today on the foundation of those who have lost their lives and properties due to the risk they take in crossing the bridges, to plead with you to fix our roads now. Fix our roads now. Fix it now. We the undersigned humbly request on behalf of the entire people of Saboba, urgent action from your esteemed office to address these pressing matters. We implore your prompt intervention to allocate the necessary resources and prioritize the replacement of the Palba and Wapuli bridges and the maintenance of the Saboba roads. By attending to these crucial infrastructure needs, you will not only demonstrate your commitment to the welfare of Saboba district, but also foster inclusive development and growth in the district. Thank you. We are by this notice giving the government 1 month ultimatum to replace the Palba and Wapuli bridges and maintain Saboba roads, or else we the youth of Saboba will assume we have no government representatives in Saboba district.
You heard the convener of the youth of Saboba, Jalila Jagri. Now, some of the demonstrators have been speaking to Citi News about the intervention required to address the situation.
Our roads are so bad, our roads are deteriorated. We can't access daily as we speak. We can't go to Tamale. Healthcare is very difficult. Everything is very impossible in Saboba. We are now in an island. We don't know whether we belong to Togo or belong to Ghana. Every year, government come in and go. They promise and fail.
Just fix our road for us, so that teachers that comes. When we were posted, we are more than 200. But now the teachers in the district, especially the newly posted, we are less than 20. because of this road. And then, especially those who have been posted to the rural areas where the water, when it's rainy season, it covers. We have taken it upon ourselves. It's our duty as a teachers, and we are mandated to teach. Mr. President, please, just face our roads. Just recently, just last week, my lesson note fell in the water, and it was just a tragedy. By now, maybe I might have lost my life.
Every year round, when this place is flooded, our fares are increased. And when the waters are gone, it doesn't reduce. And when the next year, then it will increase. We want our roads fixed.
Business here, in the month of August, when we get flood here, normal work here, we have people to cross. Some, we normally cross them to Sabuba, and we cross some to Yendi. So you to have bet, we are suffering, or due to the flood, people cannot travel again. When they are traveling, it's difficult for them.
You had some residents of Saboba expressing their frustration over the state of roads in the area. Now we'll go to the Ashanti region, where the Ghana Union of Traders Association is warning of a massive demonstration against the government, which will also result in the closure of all shops belonging to member shops. This is to protest what they call harassment and discrimination by customs officers over the payment of exorbitant charges that their members in other regions do not face. According to the traders, despite discussions with relevant authorities, the issue persists with the Ashanti region becoming an unfavorable environment for conducting business. The Ashanti regional chairman of Guta, Anthony Opon, tells Citi News tension is increasing among members as they plan to protest and close all shops from next week if the concerns are not addressed.
So if the government wants us here in Ashanti region to stop doing business, he should tell us so that we should all stop doing business in Kumasi, and all those people of us who are the capital to relocate to Accra will go to Accra, and Kumasi becomes empty barren of any business here, because it looks as if there is a deliberate policy to destroy businesses in the Ashanti region. If not, they should come and tell us, because we don't see the reason why I would have a 40-footer container coming from Accra. Somebody is taking a 40-footer container to Abosokai. Nothing happened to that person. But me, who is paying a higher transportation cost, have to contend myself with 4 custom barriers before I can get to it. And the worst part of it is, in most cases, the container will go all the way to some magazine and they will chase it and bring it to their yard. What is happening? What is happening? So we demand answers. We demand that the people are hungry. Tension is rising. And if care is not taken, if nothing is done by it, by next week going, something will happen here in Kumasi. I need to do a massive demonstration here to register our displeasure of what is going on. Because we can't wait for our little capitals with us to get eat up by this exercise that is going on, which we don't think government is even benefiting from it. So definitely close every shop. We call for closure of all shops, and we make sure we meet the right authorities and the right thing is done to save the situation.
You had the Ashanti Regional Chairman of Guta, Anthony Opon.
The Nurse Educators Group Ghana wants government to consider implementing the research and book allowance scheme for its members to enable them publish research work conducted. The group is also worried about the exodus of its members to Europe and the Americas and wants the government to introduce incentivizing packages to motivate them to stay. Speaking at the 8th Biennial Delegates Conference at the Pentecost Convention Center in Gomoafete in the Central Region, the national chairman for the group, Matthew Adamu Bakinam, said there is also the need for government to consider converting the various nursing colleges into degree awarding institutions to better equip the Ghanaian nurse for the job market.
As we speak, nursing tutors across the country, we have done a lot of research. We have research masters. A lot of us are having PhDs and teaching diploma award institutions. But government is dealing with the implementation, saying that they have to implement only in degree awarding institutions. Our question is that how many nursing training colleges run degree programs? So we, as a normal process, we are not litigants, but we are appealing through the Ministry of Health as a matter of agency, call for stakeholder consultation with Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Associations and Nurse Educators Group, so that we sit down and come out with a roadmap for this important, to prevent further agitations among members. So research work is part of a motivation. When you do research work, it's part of career progression. So the more you do research, you get research ranks. Our colleagues at teacher training colleges, they are taking research and book allowance. We attended the same universities. We have masters, we have PhDs. What is preventing us from enjoying that?
National Chairman of Nurse Educators Group Ghana, Matthew Adamu Bakinam.
The Jewelers Association of Ghana is urging a 5% retention on Ghana's gold exports to feed the local jewelry industry. The association says raw materials have become scarce on the local market, leaving jewelers to scramble for the few available at high cost. Speaking to Citi News, the president of the Jewelers Association of Ghana, Jonathan Abibiu, says a deliberate policy is needed to provide adequate raw materials for the growing industry.
Getting raw materials sometimes proves a bit of a challenge for a lot of our members. So, and knowing that Ghana is a leading country in Africa that produces gold, we feel that since most of it is going out for export, if a percentage, and we are requesting for 5% to be reserved for the local industry, it will go a long way to help the industry grow. We feel that a lot of attention hasn't been given to that sector because we've been just concentrating on shipping out gold glory. But now looking at the possibility of adding value to the gold, but everything is based on policy direction. The industry is well positioned.
Jonathan Abibiu also called for Ghana to take a cue from Botswana experience and create a local minerals industry.
When you take a country like Botswana, for instance, you know diamonds have been mined in the raw and shipped out. Most of the cutting was done in Belgium over the years. And then they changed the policy and said, look, we need to start adding value to it. And so they started producing in their country and they trained cutters. Now they're absorbing all of it, and to the point where now even a diamond exchange is being established in the country. So now things are not being dictated from outside, but they internally are determining how the industry grows.
You heard the president of the Jewelers Association of Ghana, Jonathan Abibiu.
The Informal Waste Workers Association has reiterated its call on the government to engage the union on its ban on the use of tricycles in parts of Accra. The Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council announced a ban on the activities of tricycle operators within the Central Business District CBD, the Accra Motorway, and some parts of Accra in an effort to mitigate traffic congestion and restore orderliness to the streets of Accra. The informal waste workers who also use tricycles in carting waste to dumping sites by applying principal streets and highways in the capital city say the ban will negatively affect their businesses and appealed to the government to engage them on the way forward. General Secretary of the group, Max Jumbo, tells Citi News government is yet to heed to their demand.
We've had several media engagements after that, but as now, there has not been anything from the regional minister's office or the regional coordinating council. What we are looking forward for is that the authorities, the regional coordination council, will sit with us and we can discuss the way forward. Because if you want to restrict our movement, what will happen to the waste in people's houses where the former contractors cannot reach? What will happen to those people out there that solely depend on the informal waste workers to carry their waste? That is our problem. That is our major challenge. And we are serving our mother Ghana. So we are looking forward for the authority to come to us or call upon us so that we can sit and discuss. If we are not to move, we are not to use the major roads, what then will be the alternative? There should be an option. It's not that you restrict our movement and then when we pick the ways, what are we going to do next? So we are pleading with the government and especially the regional coordinating council and the regional minister to sit with us so we can discuss, because there is a way out.
Max Jumbo is General Secretary of the Informal Waste Workers Association.
Now, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, says that the appointment of new members to key positions is a strategic approach to win the 2024 general elections. The appointments were approved during the NDC's National Executive Committee meeting held yesterday. Key members of the party who are taking on new roles are Professor Joshua Alabi, Dr. Samuel Sapon, and Abdul Rauf Khalid as Vice Chairman. Dr. Edward Omane-Boama has also been appointed as Director of Elections and IT, while Godwin Kujo Tamaklo is the party's new Director of Legal Affairs. Dr. Peter Boama Otukunu, I beg your pardon, is also to serve as Director of Inter-Party Relations. Here's Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbandi, speaking to Citi News on this development.
I think it's very strategic, particularly that it brings on board regional balances, it brings on board a larger consultation. It also brings on board fresh ideas and also considering some experienced old hands that we have at the party. If you look at Honorable Alex Segwetia, he's an old guard who understands the game, and so retaining him brings a strategic experience to the table. If you look at Ludwig Akpanya Roger and Vincent Kwagwenu, these are old operatives who understand the terrain, and that they come into the executive committee bring a lot of experience. Leadership is very confident. The General Secretary, on behalf of who I speak, is confident that we have done very strategic appointments for the 2024 general election.
You heard the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbandi. Meanwhile, some of the appointees say they are poised to begin work to accelerate the NDC to victory in 2024. The Director of Legal Affairs of the party, Godwin Kujo Tamaklo, spoke to Citi News.
I am very confident that as a political party preparing to take power from this incompetent, wasteful administration, it will require that all the legal issues that have the potential to affect the 2024 election are quickly addressed. The speed with which we'll have these issues addressed are going to be a major priority for our party. And we're going to start immediately. Remember that the Electoral Commission has put up a notice that they are going to do limited registration exercise in the various district offices. We have a serious challenge with that position. In the coming days, I'm confident that the National Executive Committee of our party will be making formal statements. Already, the other political parties have already issued a statement. The NDC will be, I'm sure, will be coming out stronger on this issue, because this is about how you fight the legal issues involved in the election. So that's what we'll be doing.
Godwin Eduji Tamaklo is the newly appointed Director of Legal Affairs of the NDC.
Now, the government has urged Ghanaian traders to desist from transacting business in Niger due to the ongoing attacks in the country. This follows a recent shooting and burning of a Ghanaian truck driver's vehicle in Burkina Faso by unidentified attackers. Similarly, 3 trucks transporting food supplies from Niger to Ghana were set ablaze at the Burkina Faso border. Here's the Deputy Minister of Defense, Kofi Amankwa-Menu, cautioning Ghanaians against doing business in Niger.
Obviously, once it is outside the jurisdiction of this country, it becomes difficult, especially with all the noise in the sub-region. Because Niger itself, I don't think almost the citizens of Niger themselves are now safe. They themselves, with the coup, with the uncertainty and all that, they themselves are not safe. And countries, coupled with the fact that countries have also closed borders with them, and there have been sanctions on them and all that, they themselves, I don't think they are too certain as to what tomorrow is bringing to them. So at this time, it is difficult, and it is not even safe for anybody to go to Niger to do business. It is not. It is not. What we can do is to help. Once you get to the borders, you don't have control over what happens within the jurisdiction of, say, Burkina. So what a Ghanaian security person can do is to help our traders to the Ghanaian border with Burkina. We hand them over. You understand? I mean, a soldier in Ghana cannot wear uniform and go to Burkina and behave like a soldier. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. We all know the situation in Niger. We all know. You don't need a scientist to tell you what is happening. And so it is very difficult for one to now go to Niger to do business. It is very difficult. Looking at the situation in Niger, the situation, there is so much uncertainty. Coup d'etat, soldiers are doing whatever they want. And so it is everyone will have to be careful.
Kofi Amankwa-Menu is Deputy Minister of Defense.
Still with the onion traders, the sellers in Ghana say they would no longer import onions from Niger into the country due to the incessant attacks on the Burkina Faso route. In an interview with Citi News, Ghana's ambassador to Burkina Faso, Boniface Gambila, says the concerns of the traders and drivers have been tabled before the authorities of Burkina Faso.
They called the embassy, they called me personally also, and called my officers. And we took the matter up with the government of Burkina Faso, and we know it won't be so easy because they are against the sanctions and they are friendly to Niger. At the time we were negotiating for the escort, some of the truck drivers felt frustrated because they had stayed there for a while, over a week, and waiting to hear from ECOWAS what was going to happen. And we were hoping that Burkina Faso, that rejected us, that is not part of the sanctions, will assist them. We know how complex that can be because Burkina Mali are not part of ECOWAS. They are also under sanctions. And so they support or they sympathize with Niger. And so if you find yourself in their territories, what can they do? With this frustration, some of the drivers decided on their own to move, to take the risk to move. And I think there were about 7, 8 of them. Along the line, they were attacked by the terrorists. So we only take reports from the field there because it's not an area, even the military of Burkina Faso to go through that area.
Ambassador Gambila also indicated that to deal with the situation, a combined effort is required from authorities of both Ghana and Burkina Faso.
That depends on what ECOWAS does. It's not an individual country's issue. Ghana cannot decide alone. Benin cannot decide alone. Togo cannot decide alone. It's an ECOWAS decision. And the ECOWAS decision excludes Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, and now Niger. So there is nothing so much that can become practical apart from discussing with the Burkina Faso authorities, especially to continue to provide escort and to reinforce their escort.
Boniface Gambila is Ghana's ambassador to Burkina Faso, speaking there.
Now, former Ivorian President Laurent Gbagbo has joined conversations about the deployment of a standby army by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to Niger to restore the democratic rule. The military junta seized power in July and is yet to return the country to democratic regime. This has led to the imposition of sanctions, including the closure of borders by neighboring countries. In an interview on a French-speaking television station, Mr. Gbagbo took a swipe at the leadership of ECOWAS, calling on the bloc to focus its attention on addressing issues of violent extremism.
Pour réinstaller Bazoum dans un fauteuil démocratique. Mais c'est faux. C'est pas qu'on va. C'est pas pour ça qu'on va.
It is not true that the intervention is seeking to reinstate Bazoum and restore democracy. That's not why we are going to Niger. Strings are pulled from behind and is employed to go there for the uranium and petroleum, amongst others. There is no need to lie about this. Bazoum was overthrown, and he is not the first to experience it. There should be discussions for his release. If we make him believe that he will be reinstated, then we are not being honest with him. The coup has already been done. That's my position on the matter.
On va le réinstaller au pouvoir. On lui ment. On lui ment. Le coup d'État est consommé. Moi, c'est ça qui est ma position.
Laurent Gbagbo is former Ivorian president.
This is still the Citi Prime News, live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. Still to come, all is set for the biggest exhibition that markets made in Ghana products like none other. Citi FM and Citi TV's This is Ghana exhibition. We'll bring you details of that and others shortly. Do stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Happy birthday to you.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Throughout all life-changing moments such as graduations, weddings, funerals, birthdays, ATL is there to ensure you're never out of style. When you think fabric, think ATL. Log on to atlfabrics.com. Order and buy your favorite ATL fabric. You can also visit our shop at number 40 Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, opposite the Swansea Shopping Arcade at Accra Central. Also available in leading fabric dealer shops in Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
Jehovah, you
Say it.
I trust.
Ultimate Charismatic Center presents Apostolic and Prophetic Invasion with Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant, Reverend Eastwood Anaba, and your host, Prophet Akwesi Ajaman Prempe. Date 20th August to 3rd September. Morning sessions start at 9 a.m. Evening sessions start at 6 p.m. Venue, Ohima Plaza, East Legon. For more information, call 0207 053 165 or visit www.prophetprempe.org. Ultimate Charismatic Center, Arena of Prophecy, Center of Manifestations.
The grand finale of the Literacy Challenge 2023 is here. Congratulations to our top 10 finalists. But the big question is, who out of our top 10 wins the ultimate prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis, a trophy, 6-month supply of Ribby Crunchy biscuits, and the bragging rights as the Literacy Challenge winner for 2023? Support your favorite student and let's promote literacy in Ghana. Tune in live to Citi TV for the grand finale on Saturday, 7th October 2023. Call 0558 973 973 for inquiries. The Literacy Challenge 2023 is powered by Citi TV, supported by 97.3 Citi FM, and is sponsored by the Ghana National Gas Company, Ribby Crunchy Biscuits by M4 Foods, SIC Insurance PLC, Prospectus Ghana Limited, Dex Technology, Alive Soap, and Fortune Rice.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back. Now, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture says the country's quest to become the #1 tourist destination in Accra, Africa, and make tourism the #1 contributor of Ghana's GDP can only materialize if critical attention by all stakeholders is taken towards making traditional festivals more attractive. Various initiatives, including the Year of Return and Beyond the Return, have seen significantly improved the tourism sector. Speaking at the media launch of the 2023 Nganyam Festival for the People of Manya, Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mark Okweku-Mantey, called on traditional authorities to make festivals more attractive.
President Akufo-Addo's government wants to make tourism the #1 contributor to Ghana's GDP. At the moment, we are number 3. And through the Year of Return, Beyond the Return, we've seen a lot of changes in the tourism industry. And if we're going to be able to achieve this target, we will need our traditional festivals to help make this a reality. Between 2019 and today, we have grown very fast in tourism. We used to be number 3 in West Africa. At the moment, we are number 1 in West Africa. We got these results because of some of the assets we have. Assets as in edifices, forts and castles, beyond the return activities, and then traditional festivals like what you're about to do. But before any tourist visits your country, what he looks out for, first on the checklist, is how peaceful the country is.
That was the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mark Okweku-Mantey.
The Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoakwata, has lamented the impact of corrupt officials in his ministry on the quality of roads in Ghana. He says the corrupt officials in the ministry pursue their own interests at the expense of the public. Speaking to journalists after inspecting works on the ongoing Valco Runabout Bone Road reconstruction project, a visibly angry Kwesi Amoakwata decried the involvement of the corrupt officials in his ministry as they look on for overloaded trucks to ply our roads, destroying them in the process. He decried the failure of the national security to avert the occurrence, but vowed to put an end to the trend.
There are a lot of corrupt people, there are a lot of thieves in my own ministry. You sack them, you employ new ones, and when they come, the new ones are even worse than those that you sacked. What sort of country are we building for ourselves? Somebody should apprehend them first. Who is apprehending them?
Wilma, that was a very frustrated Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoakwata, speaking there.
Now, the minority in Parliament has rejected calls by the police to suggest alternative routes for the planned projects against the governor of the Bank of Ghana. The police, in a statement, explained that the routes selected by the minority may endanger public safety and order. The minority, however, insists that they would use the routes already communicated. Mahama Ayariga is Member of Parliament for Boko Central.
We can march there because we have a democratic right to march there. The Ghana Police Service are paid a salary precisely because of a day like this when we have to march through Makola to Central Bank and then present a petition that they use their skills, professionalism, and all the tools that we have empowered them with to secure us to march there and disperse peacefully and safely. That's their responsibility. We are going to the Central Bank to hold the governor accountable. They should also be held accountable in terms of the standard of responsibility of a police service, which is to make sure that when citizens have to exercise their democratic right, they are there to police them to exercise that democratic right, not to adopt a lazy approach of saying that, this building is a security installation, so you cannot go there. Where else can we go? If we can go to the Jubilee House where the president sits and works, where else can't we go to in this country?
Mahama Ayariga is the Member of Parliament for Boko Central in the Upper East region.
Now, a group calling itself the Aggrieved Nation Builders Corps, NAPCO Association, wants the Ministry of Finance to pay them their 9 months arrears by 31st of August or face their wrath. The leadership of the group says despite multiple attempts to seek payment from the government, they have been unsuccessful in receiving their dues. Speaking to City News, national convener of the aggrieved NAPCO beneficiaries, David Peterson, says life has been unbearable for its members and they will stage series of demonstrations should government fail to heed to their calls.
Since the end of that program, most of us are staying home and our money is locked up. We've hit on the doors of the government several times to release this money for us, all to no avail. So this time around, we get the government an ultimatum, ending of this month, August. We are pleading with them to release our money for us. If not, we are staging a massive demonstration. That is nationwide. We are graduates. You see, we know the law and we are law-abiding citizens. That is why we use the appropriate channel.
National convener of the aggrieved NAPCO beneficiaries, David Peterson.
Now, all is set for the biggest exhibition of Ghana's products and services, Citi FM and Citi TV's This is Ghana exhibition. We'll take a listen to some patrons ahead of tomorrow's event.
This is the first time we missed it last year, and this year we said we can't miss it. So we put all our plans together to be part of this year's event. We have something good and we want Ghana to know about it. We all are aware of the energy challenges that our country is confronted with. It's a global problem. And so we think that, yes, alternative solar energy, which has proven to work in our country and is working for many, many businesses, many homes and many industries, we should not keep quiet about it. We should let Ghana know, and this is the reason why we are here. There is a lot to get. We have something for everybody, from the very micro customer to the largest. And so we encourage all Ghanaians to come out there and see what we have in stock. Nobody is left out. There's a perception that solar is expensive. Come and let's prove to you that solar is not expensive.
We produce products for fashion people, whether you are learning it or you are using it to do business. Yeah. And then services that help you not to be stuck in executing your ideas into products. We've come to find out more players in the industry. As a business, you don't stand alone. And people support you, people partner, and you can leverage on other people's strengths. And then some customers deal with businesses they don't meet. So it's an opportunity for them to meet us in person and build a brand loyalty. Yeah, and also to make some more sales. Yeah.
So we've actually been participants of the This is Ghana exhibition since its inception in 2019 at the Aviation Social Center. And, we realized that it's an opportunity for us to showcase that we are doing our part in changing the narrative of, the local products are not that great. Let's buy the foreign products. We want to show Ghanaians through this exhibition that our products are of good quality. In fact, they are comparable to, if not even better than the foreign products. And, let's come and let's support our own. They should expect high energy because I know that my team will never disappoint. We're always excited when we go to fairs. They should also expect to engage with us. They should ask questions. They should really feel free. And they should understand that purchasing from us or supporting us means that they are supporting a smallholder farmer in Akuse, for example, where we are located. They are supporting, let's say like a distributor who has picked our rice, getting the word out there for us. It's not just so that we as a company will get money. It is so that the Ghanaian economy through some of these various people will grow.
You had some patrons and vendors ahead of tomorrow's This is Ghana exhibition. We'll take a listen to Head of Events and Partnerships at Citi FM and Citi TV, Frema Edunyami, and she tells Citi News patrons and vendors should brace themselves for the best of Ghana.
Well, we are very, very prepared. We've been on the grounds for about 7 days now. And so as we speak, we have our canopy people, we have our booth people on the grounds putting the venue together. And so our exhibitors are also ready. I'm sure from the interviews that I'm going to expect everything, expect anything and everything Ghanaian, because that is what we are showing the world, from innovation to manufacturing to services, products, and anything in between. So if you are looking for solutions to anything, whether it's food issues, whether it's housing, whether it's hospitality, banking, services, automobile, everything will be fairly represented at the AMA. And so whatever you are looking for, it's going to be a one-stop shop, so it cuts across agribusiness, anything and everything. Make sure that you are at AMA and come have solutions. Look, I always say that with all the challenges we have, if you were at This is Ghana last year, you would have realized by now that we have solutions to every little problem we have. This year is not going to be any different. In fact, it is an improvement because those who were not able to make it last year have registered and they are all coming. So we have the big names that you can think of in terms of services, so the CSIRs, we have the atomic energy, we have universities coming, we have automobile companies coming, we have food processing companies coming, and a whole lot of people coming. So once you are coming, just know that things that you do not even know that are Ghanaian, you will experience them.
Wow. You had the Head of Events and Partnerships at Citi FM and Citi TV, Frema Edunyami. Caleb, how prepared are you for tomorrow's exhibition show?
I really can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to all the amazing stuff Ghanaians are making out there. It's the best of Ghana. Mm-hmm. So, as we always say, we are gathering to see and patronize the best that Ghana has to offer.
Most definitely. All roads lead to the AMA tomorrow and on Sunday, and starts at 8 a.m. So, all of you should be there to experience the best of Ghana. And that's how we end today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. For more news, you can log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. I am Wilma Obuobisa Coleman.
And I'm Caleb Kuda.
Up next is the afternoon's edition of the City Business News. Many thanks for listening. Do have a good afternoon.
City